Well, I woke up before the sun came up, but it was cold, so I decided to lay in bed a little bit longer, and then I got up just before sunrise and built this fire. And my back started to hurt from picking up my motorcycle yesterday. I think I pulled a muscle in it, so I'm pretty sore this morning, moving around pretty slow. Heating up some water for some oatmeal, and then I'm gonna carry on. And I suppose it's worth pointing out that I've drank 1 gallon of water so far. So I brought 2 of these with me, and I have 1 left. I'm pretty much exactly halfway through my water supply, which is just about the way that I planned it. I figured I would need 2 full gallons for 2 days, and it seems to be the case so far. Because I'm off the main road here, it's a little bit sandy in this area. I'm not going to put everything on my bike until I get my bike out and back on the main road. Because if I have any difficulties getting out of here in the sand, I don't want it to be fully loaded, especially with a sore back. The last thing I want to do today is have to pick up my bike. That is not an option. So I'm going to take it slow, I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to get my bike back on the main road, then I'll load it up when I get over there and continue on. Well guys, this is it. This is the new road that was built so they can drive trucks down to the border wall. I don't know what you guys think, but to me this is a huge disappointment to build this road through here. I don't know what the rest of it looks like up ahead, but if it's like this, you could drive a Honda Civic down this road. And that means that things are going to change. This will no longer be quite the unspoiled, remote wilderness that it has been for centuries and centuries. And I'm only about 75 miles into this route, so I probably have another 80 or so miles to go before I get out and get gas. And that basically means that half of this road is not like it used to be. As an adventure motorcyclist, this is just kind of disappointing to me, because I feel like these kind of remote tracks, these dirt roads, these are a resource, and sometimes they're a dwindling resource. I have mixed feelings about all this. In some sense, I can understand if people live in these remote places, they like to be connected to the rest of the world and have a better road to get in and out on, and I certainly don't criticize them for that. But nobody lives down here. Nobody lives down here. The only reason this road is here is so they can bring in material to build the border wall. This is a pretty special spot. It's known as High Tanks, and this is the part of the Camino del Diablo where water collects in these rocks after a rainfall into these pools. And it was the only place on this route historically where there might be a chance of finding water. And so as you can imagine, crossing this vast stretch of the desert that we just came across, if you were one of those historic peoples, the first thought in your mind would be getting to these mountains and getting to this possible source of water that maybe you heard rumors about. And if you get here and if you're lucky and you find water, it might save your life. And so what's also interesting here, and I just learned this by a guy that I met driving around in his dune buggy, and he showed me a lot of evidence of ancient cultures out here. There's grinding bowls called metates in the rock where they would grind things. There's pictographs on some of the caves. This is one of those kind of places that you can feel the power in the landscape, the power of the geography, of the rocks, of the location, and the power of all that ancient history that's here. I didn't grow up in the desert, but all my life I've had images of the desert in my mind, formed from early childhood memories. And as an adult, as I've been able to travel through more of the American West and experience the different deserts of the region, I always wonder if this is the desert that I had in mind as a child. If this is the place that I dreamed about. And right here in the Sonoran Desert, with the saguaro cactus, the creosote bush, I feel like I'm in the desert. I feel like this is the desert of my childhood dreams. So from this area where I camp, the road forks, and you can take a shorter route, the new construction road, which heads north through the Goldwater Air Force Range. The other way you can go is a longer route, which closely follows the original route, passing west of Raven Butte and Cipriano Pass. So after I woke up on my final morning on this trip, headed north on this new construction road back to the main highway. And just before I got out of the Barry M. Goldwater Air Force Range, I found this. This is a bunch of old aircraft parts and military practice targets out in the desert. And so I wandered around, took some pictures of that kind of stuff, and then I found this cool Camino Del Diablo sign that kind of explains the history of the route. So there you have it. That's my trip report for El Camino del Diablo, the Road of the Devil, a historic route down here in southern Arizona. And like I said, it's one of the classic overland routes in North America, especially down here in the Southwest. But it's changing. It's changing because of the border wall and the construction going down there. But it's still a really amazing experience. It's an amazing experience to get out for a couple of nights and spend 2 nights in the desert like I did, camping out under the stars in the remote Sonoran Desert. It's a really beautiful experience. If you get a chance to do this route, I highly recommend that you do it, but do some research, know what you're getting into, get the proper permits, be prepared, and then go out there and have a really good time. I hope you guys have liked this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this format. And I appreciate it. We'll see you next time.